It's Monday again! Just kidding, it's that other day, Tuesday. I'm Kim Horcher, and in today's Daily Fix, the Nintendo Switch just keeps on winning. Lots of news from Take-Two, including the impact of AI, that GTA 6 leak, and Ken Levine's Judas game is no longer in development hell. Oh, and I don't know if you heard, but IGN FanFest is back, and that's why I'm shooting this from home right now in my slippers. The Game Boy. Ever heard of it? PlayStation 4. Both these extremely successful, beloved consoles have now been surpassed in sales by the Nintendo Switch, which has now sold 122.55 million units. This sales figure comes from Nintendo's third quarter earnings report. Now, the Switch is the third highest selling console of all time, sitting behind the Nintendo DS at 154.02 million units sold, and the PlayStation 2 at 159 million units sold. Switch has moved 8 million units since November, with 2022's annual total sitting at 14.91 million units. By the way, 5.22 million of those were the original Switch, 7.69 were the OLED model, and 2 million of the sales were of the Switch Lite. Reaching third in all-time sales is pretty impressive for the Nintendo Switch, especially considering the console's sales have declined over 21% since 2021. The Switch achieved a record 28.8 million sales in 2020. That year, everyone suddenly found themselves at home for some reason. I still play Ring Fit Adventure, and by play, I mean it's my main form of exercise. And Switch players have another reason to be excited. A Nintendo Direct is set to take place tomorrow, February 8th, and will last 40 minutes, focusing on games launching in the first half of 2023. Wow! Hey, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is set to launch in that time frame in May, so who knows what could happen. You can catch this at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, February 8th. AI is making a major impact in the world of technology and potentially affecting broad areas like art, research, and yes, video game development. Take-Two's outspoken CEO Strauss Zelnick let his thoughts on that, with the future of Grand Theft Auto in mind, be known on yesterday's earnings call, likening ChatGPT to a calculator. In short, he's skeptical of the hype, and while he's, quote, really excited about AI and machine learning advances, he doesn't think the potential impact will do much to change things like reducing overall development costs. It would just make devs want to do more and more, he said. In response to, say, students using ChatGPT to answer an essay prompt for them, and then they all get caught because they use the exact same answer over and over, Zelnick said, quote, ChatGPT is today's hand calculator. When I was a kid, there was no such thing. I hate to admit it, but it's true. So I had to do math longhand, and then hand calculators came along, and parents were up in arms and thought, oh, kids won't have to learn math anymore. And the answer is yes, you still have to learn math. Turns out you absolutely have to learn math, but you have a tool that makes it easier to do. And ChatGPT is the same thing. We are ushering in a very exciting era of new tools, and they're going to allow our teams and our competitors' teams to do really interesting things more efficiently. So we're going to want to do more. We're going to want to be even more creative. And no, it's not going to allow someone to say, please develop the competitor to Grand Theft Auto that's better than Grand Theft Auto, and then they just send it out and ship it digitally, and that will be that. People will try, but that won't happen. I mean, I think it will happen with competitors, but I also think it will suck. Zelnick spoke further on another hot topic, Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks. As you know, the very long-awaited GTA 6 suffered a massive leak late last year. Speaking to IGN ahead of Take-Two's earnings release, Zelnick called the leaks an emotional matter and focused on the impact to developers working on the game. He said, quote, we take leaks very seriously indeed, and they disappoint all of us. It's really frustrating and upsetting to the team. However, as a business matter, we're not affected. IGN's Rebecca Valentine noted that after falling short of its $1.41 billion guidance for the quarter, Take-Two is preparing to make cost cuts that would save the company about $50 million a year, which might include the possibility of upcoming layoffs. In that earnings call, Take-Two also noted Grand Theft Auto V has surpassed 175 million copies by selling roughly another 5 million in the last quarter, a feat it's achieved quarter after quarter for years now. And it was the second best-selling game on Steam last year. I may also note that GTA V was originally released in 2013, a decade ago. And lastly, on the Take-Two front, Judas, the mysterious FPS from BioShock creator Ken Levine and Ghost Story Games, will be out sometime before the end of March 2025. We got our first look at Judas in December's Game Awards show, of course. Delays happen, especially for releases that far out, so we'll have our eyes on this one. Speaking of big releases of stuff everyone wants to see, nailed that segue, FanFest returns next week starting February 13th, and we'll have exclusive trailers, clips, news, reveals, interviews, and more surprises rolling out all week. This will be streaming across all IGN platforms, so Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all of them. It will be very convenient to find. We've got exclusive content on games like Diablo IV, Hogwarts Legacy, Redfall, Street Fighter VI, Elder Scrolls Online, AEW Fight Forever, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Layers of Fear, and HomeBuddy. Then we also have inside looks into your favorite shows like Netflix's Shadow and Bone, HBO's The Last of Us, Trigun Stampede, Star Trek Picard, The Ark, and Young Rock. And as if that wasn't enough content, we've got you covered on the latest in movies as well, with exclusive interviews and looks into John Wick Chapter 4, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, Creed 3, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Polite Society, Cocaine Bear, Scream 6, and more. So be sure to check out our full schedule so you know when to tune in on the week of February 13th to get all your FanFest scoops. Did you help take the Nintendo Switch to its great heights? Let me know your favorite Switch experience, and thanks for watching. I'm Kim Horcher. Now that you're all caught up on gaming news, be sure to check out our review of Hogwarts Legacy and download the IGN app. Subscribe to the Daily Fix on Snapchat, and of course, for all things gaming, keep it right here at IGN.